Greetings everyone, I'm the Geek Master, and as previously promised, I present to you part 1 of my Nintendo GameCube game collection. This is going to be the first of a 3-part series, possibly 4. So the first part will feature mostly games from, 0 to M. Part 2 will feature N to Z and possibly my Japanese games. Part 3 will feature the games for the separate collections I have. So I'm talking about here. So we've got Sonic, Zelda, Pokemon, James Bond, Star Wars, etc. I'm going to do them as a separate video. And there may be a part 4 featuring a couple of bits like accessories, consoles, etc. But I'm not sure about that bit yet. But today we're going through the first half of the alphabet and the numbers regarding the GameCube games I have, barring the aforementioned different separate collections I have. So I'm not entirely sure how many GameCube games I have. It's about 50, 60-ish, I think. I think I have a few odd ones elsewhere that I've put aside. However, these are more of the ones that I play more, so I have kept these out. If I do find the other ones, I think they're in my wardrobe, then I might do a separate mini episode. So, I'm going to go through the games, starting with the number 1080, or 1080. I'm talking about 1080 Avalanche. So, this is of course the sequel to 1080 Snowboarding, which was a really good game on the Nintendo 64. I would say that it's not as good as the 64 version, and I would say that's not the only case with GameCube games compared to the Wii Nintendo 64 versions. Doesn't mean they're not bad though. They're still really good games and fun to play. This version is complete. Can't remember where I got it, but I remember having the Zelda demo disc, which actually had a trailer for this, which I think was the one that came with Wind Waker, possibly. So, yeah. And apparently it's also the 1080 is the game that started the extreme sport genre, according to the back here, where it says the game that started the extreme sport genre. So there you go. You do also, however, get to trigger avalanches and collapse bridges. So that sounds interesting. It's not just snowboarding, you're causing massive environmental damage. So, yeah. Also features a band called Cauterize as well, which I've never heard of. And interestingly, has the broadband adapter. Played it a couple of times. It's good, but not as good as 64. Okay. Next up is 2002 FIFA World Cup. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the FIFAs. They are there. This is the one for, of course, 2002 World Cup held in Japan and South Korea. So it's the official game, as you can see from this and from this. It's your standard FIFA World Cup game. It is disc only though. Yeah, not much to say really, apart from it's just a standard FIFA World Cup game. I have a case also for 2006 in Germany, which is a lot rarer, I think, than that. I don't think it's massively expensive, but I only have a case. So if anyone knows of a copy of a spare disc, please let me know. Okay. So the next two, I think, are actually a pair. So I'll go over them separately, but not spend as long on each one. First one, classic, Burnout. Brilliant racing game. You cause damage, you boost, you basically also do stuff like close shaves and whatever. Brilliant race on the GameCube, one of the better ones in my opinion. One of the better entries in the series. I don't like what it's become, Burnout. Of course, EA took it over, so that probably says a lot. If you haven't tried this, I highly recommend it. It is a really fun driving game on the GameCube. It is on others, because I think I have it on Xbox, but really good game. Played this one ages ago. And there's mine. Stick on the manual, but it is complete. And then we also have the sequel, Burnout 2 Point of Impact. This one features an even more intensive crash mode where you do as much damage as you can. This one I only got recently, as it's given to me by my partner, Retro Crazy Gaming. and I think she bought it for £6 from CX. I think it's like 2.5, 3 times that now. It says on there it's best racer on the GameCube. Whether that's the case, I don't know. I think the first one pushes it quite far, but it's definitely one of the better ones, if you ask me. And manual and game, and that is actually the sticker that was on the case for CX, just to show how much it was, or how little it was a few years ago, just to show how much the price of the games have changed. The crash mode is fun though, seeing how much damage you can cause. So if nothing else, I would try it out for that. Another driving game now, completely different though. Crazy Taxi. One of the epic games from the Sega Dreamcast that ended up coming onto the GameCube. I still think the Dreamcast version is the best one, the original. This is a good take though. And I think this wasn't too much when I got it. I think it's like £5. I've had it for a while. It's complete. And for those of you that don't know, you literally are a taxi. There's different vehicles, different drivers, but you pick people up and drop them off as far as you can to make as much money as you can, basically. A few challenge modes, but yeah, that's the game. You're a taxi. Does feature a license for KFC though, I believe. So bonus points there. Ah, yes. So, Donkey Konga, which you can see features bongos and Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong on the front, and that is how you play the game, with bongos, which I do have, but they're away in my wardrobe. So if I do the console accessory ones, that is something you will see. And you basically dance along to a number of different tracks, both song ones, such as I think Don't Stop Me Now, Dancing on the Streets, but also Nintendo things like Mario, Zelda, etc. It's a fun game. Like, you can do multiplayer, you can cheat for the long clapping notes, as I found. There are mini games as well, such as banana juggling. So yeah, so if you want something different, a bongo them up, or whatever you want to call it, definitely try it. It's a fun game, and I don't think this version is too much. I'm not sure about the price of the bongos now though. But yeah, there's also a second one. I think Japan got a third, and there's a different bongo game, Donkey Kong Jet Race, but I don't have that in English anyway. But yeah, definitely also fun as a multiplayer game. Okay, haven't played this one, but I know where I got it. It's 18 Wheeler, which is another Sega game that's on the Dreamcast possibly. It's a claim, it's not Sega. This was, I think, £3 from CX in Stratford, which I think I got on the way to the London Gaming Market in November 21. I think it's just basically your arcade racing game, but in 18 wheelers, pretty much. Can't say much more than that. Yep, there's the back, join the convoy. It is complete, which is a nice touch as well, but I really need to try that one. Also, Donkey Konga is complete as well. Okay, next game. Never played this one. I think it's an underrated title though. I also think it only came out on the GameCube, and it is the horror game Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, which I picked up for CX, I think Christmas last year, just because I've heard interesting bits about it. I'm not going to give it away, but it messes with your mind intentionally. So whether it worked, because I sort of know half the stuff to come from the fact it's ages ago and I've read about it and been told about it, I don't know. Not normally really into horror games, but this one I might give it a try because I think it's a unique concept, the way it messes with you. But I've heard very good things about this, so I would recommend it based on that. £25, really good condition, so happy with that. Another racing game, but this time on motorbikes, Extreme G3, and it is under E for Extreme. This is of course following from Extreme G1 and 2 on Nintendo 64. This is at least as good as them, maybe even better, because I think it runs a lot smoother. It's sort of like F-Zero Wipeout, but on motorbikes with weapons, and it's a very solid racer, this one. Interesting tracks, right, with loops and twists and God knows what else. It's fast, but it doesn't seem too difficult to handle, which is good. It's also complete, so very happy with that. I have played this, I do enjoy it. Not sure if I enjoy it or the 64 version more, as in the first 64 one, I don't know, but it's still a very solid racer and a good alternative to F-Zero. A couple more racing games now. Two of them. First one is F1 Career Challenge, which I'm not sure about, apart from the fact it's F1. It's got career mode and all that. So yeah, I haven't played it, but it's an F1 game, so I'm hoping it's good because I like my F1 games. Yeah, disc only though, but I don't think this was or is very much. So if you're an F1 fan, I'd probably check it out, but I can't promise how good it is because I've never played it. Followed up by F1 2002. I think this was the last one before it went to Sony exclusive for a few years. Probably also this time, the fact Sony sponsored it on ITV for that time. Again, no idea how it plays. Hopefully it plays quite well. I think a lot of the F1 games around that time actually did, to be fair. It does say you get new Toyota and Renault Formula 1 teams. And 17 tracks, so that's what, 6 less or something than this year now? So yeah, but features music from Chicane. It also features play the world's best drivers and sexiest machines, according to the back. But this one is complete. So I've played F1, I think 01, 02 and that on the PS2. So see how that one compares. Okay, the next few I'm going to do is a massive bundle, to be honest. It's 5 games and it is FIFA 03, featuring Ray Giggs. FIFA 04. FIFA 05. FIFA 06, featuring Rooney, and FIFA 07, again featuring Rooney, with no bias whatsoever. They're not bad football games on the GameCube. I think the later ones, 6 and 7, are the better ones in my opinion. Not just graphical point of view, I think the gameplay is sort of smoothed out at that time. I think I prefer them on the Xbox, but they do play fairly well on here. So yeah, so if you are a football fan, they're generally not too much, especially like 3, 4 and 5. I think you can pick them up for like 50p or £1 or something, which is also an useful thing if you do need a cheap case, so which I will need to for one of the games. So yeah, but I'm a football fan, as I'm sure you can tell. Well, if you know me, you know I've got a FIFA collection, so I've got them for that if nothing else. FIFA 2002 actually did come out as an American exclusive randomly. So, don't know what happened there. I know they obviously got the GameCube before us, but still. But I do have that, so maybe I can show that as part of a thing as well. Or maybe I'll just do the foreign games as a separate thing, although there's not many of them. Who knows? We will see. But yeah, so like I said, we've got 3 through 7. There's 3. Complete. 4. Complete. 5. Complete. FIFA 6. Complete. And finally 7, not complete, of course. And of course this is the rarest one. Not overly rare, but of course it's the one without the manual. Okay, so moving on, we have one more FIFA game, which is FIFA Street, which features, I think, Ronaldo. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. From where I think he would have been at United as well, so that's good. And I mean the first time. This is more doing trick moves. I think it's more like playground football kind of thing. Never actually played a FIFA Street game, I probably should, but it's not complete because it's a health and safety book. Yeah, you do 4v4 games, which is a bit weird. I thought it might at least be 5v5. And you can make your own pitch though, which sounds good. So yeah, so I'll have to give it a try and see how it compares to proper FIFA. Okay, what's next? Oh yes, Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Honestly, I own this because my niece likes Harry Potter and I thought it'd be fun to play against her. It's not actually a bad game, I don't think. I've played it like a couple of times a little while ago. I don't mind Harry Potter, but I'm not the biggest fan. Again, I don't think this one's too much. I think it's more some of the movie games that cost more. Does have a Game Boy Advance tie-up though, and it is complete, so that's something. It's basically Harry Potter Fids FIFA. I think that's all you need to hear, really. Another football game, but actually this is probably my favourite one on the GameCube. ISS2. It's more arcadey. It's kind of like more like Pez, but it's not actually Pez, even though it is made by Konami. Yeah, it has John Champion, I can tell you that much as well. Yeah, unless you're back to doing score 45-metre free kicks, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, definitely more arcadey than FIFA. But it is a good game, cheap as well, and it's complete. My personal favourite football game on the GameCube. Followed by ISS 3. This one, unfortunately, is game only. Harder to find than two, a bit more expensive as well. I don't think it's that different. I think it plays the same. It's just updated teams, and I think there's a few features. Like this one might have more of a creator mode, like kits, teams, and stadium. I think, which is quite cool. So I need to look more into it. I think I do prefer 2 from what I've played of this, but this isn't bad at all. If you like 2, you'll like this pretty much. And now on to something completely different. So I said about Star Wars coming separately, and it will, but for space reasons, I've put some of the Star Wars games I have multiple versions of, like GameCube, Xbox, blah, 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 in with the systems, so that I've got like unique ones in the collection here. So that means we have Lego Star Wars, the first game, which features, of course, around the original the prequel trilogy. I had to think for a minute then. But yeah, it's the prequel trilogy. It's got, like, you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin and Maul's over here sort of thing. So yeah, it's Lego Star Wars. If you know Lego Star Wars, you'll know this is a very good game. In a way, it's probably better than Skywalker Saga, because it's more Lego-y, like having to build stuff forms more of a challenge. But yeah, very good game, Lego Star Wars. Whether you like Lego games, whether you like Star Wars games, or you just want something different, I'd recommend this. And this is complete. And if you like it, then why not go for the second one as well? Lego Star Wars 2, and this one is the original trilogy. I had to think it is the original trilogy. It even says the original trilogy. And also, it's about the sequel to the award-winning Lego Star Wars. So yeah. So you also can get Darth Vader in Leia bikini. My copy's complete. I think I got this possibly from Big Game Owl, actually. I think. Not too long ago. So thank you for that, mate. This one I actually got before November, London Gaming Market, when I bought the 18-wheeler. Which do I prefer out of this and the other one? Probably this, but they're both really good games. Honestly, I would highly recommend them. Next up, one of the GameCube launch titles, probably the GameCube signature title at launch, Luigi's Mansion, which I bought when I got Eternal Darkness just before Christmas last year. Wanted it for a long time. Could have bought the 3DS, but I wanted the GameCube one. And it is a fun game. It's the world's first ever Hoover them up. I'm sure I've even seen it called that. You're Luigi. You win a mansion mysteriously. You have to go hunt the ghosts, as you can see, including Boo, with your Game Boy Horror tool and your Poltergeist 3000. It is complete. Again, it's very good condition. I think it's either 25 or 30. So, yeah. If you want something different for the GameCube, something that's unique to the GameCube, or was until they re-released it on the 3DS, and of course now 2's on the 3DS and the 3's out on the Switch, recommend this. It's different to any other game you'd seen at the time. And it was a very good launch title. The best launch title? Probably not. That's coming later on. But one of the best. It's really good fun. And staying with the Mario franchise, we've got some Mario games. Starting with Mario Golf, which is also where I said about the case, because it does this. So if I can get a cheap FIFA, I'll replace it. Bought this from my local retro shop, the Retro Hunter. I think this was about 20 quid, I think. Bought it a few months ago. Yep, it is complete. And it's Golf with Mario, and it's the follow-up to the Nintendo 64 game. This one's actually a lot of fun. I've played it a lot on my brother's game. There's Mario related courses. It's better than the Switch one, from what I've played with the Switch one. Lovely music, lovely course design, especially the one around Peach's Castle. And yeah, also the taunting is quite funny as well. But yeah, if you like the Mario sports games, highly recommend it. It is a really good one. and probably better than Mario Tennis. I think on the 64, Tennis was better than golf. On GameCube, this is better than Mario Tennis. Haven't played the baseball or football one though on the GameCube, so I have to do that at some point. But yeah, highly recommend. Probably my favourite Mario game on the GameCube, Mario Kart Double Dash, which for some reason came in a red case. Don't ask me why. It's complete, and as you can see, it is an official GameCube case. Best Mario Kart, in my opinion. You get the 2 characters in one kart, it's a double weapon feature. Some of the tracks are beautiful. Rainbow Road is the best Rainbow Road they've ever done. Lovely music, and I am really good at Rainbow Road. I tend to always win, no matter how well I'm doing on the championship. I always seem to win that for some reason. Also, introduced the best course ever, Baby Park. Best Mario Kart ever. Probably the best racing game on the GameCube, if you ask me. Burnout's close behind, but it's probably the best one. Love this game. Highly recommend it. Oh yes, this game. Any bets what it is? I paid 50p for it from a boot sale. It's Mario Party 4. Really fun Mario Party game. Not as good as the first one. Some great levels though, some great mini games. The Panels of Doom is good, the volleyball's good. But nothing beats the ice hockey in number 5 if you ask me. Just trying to think of some really good mini games also. To be honest, I'm blank because I haven't played it for so long, but there are some good mini games on here. Apart from like the ones I've mentioned. It costs a bit more, but if you do enjoy Mario Party, I would recommend this or 5. To be honest, probably 5 more than this. But if you can't get 5, this is a good game until you can. I need to get 5 at some point myself, to be honest. But yeah, great game. Last couple of games here, they're a pair. It is Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, which I got earlier this year after trading some games into CX. I got about £110 worth, so I got these 2 and Captain Toad and Mario and Sonic Olympics on the Switch. So these were about 20 quid each, came to about 40 quid. Unfortunately, the first one's not complete. Second one isn't, but does have the Club Nintendo card. I wish that was still a thing. I've got so many points now that I never got back then. These are really good Metroid games. It's when they changed the direction of it, going first person. Really good games, and probably some of the best, if not best, shooters on the console, if you ask me. Of course, there's Metroid Prime 3 later on the Wii, which I do have, need to try as well. I know there's talk about these coming out as a trilogy on the Switch, and of course there's the whole Metroid Prime 4 debacle. But yeah, these are very good games, and I would highly recommend both of them. Especially if you're a Metroid fan, or just love Nintendo's first party IPs. So, that's the first half of my Nintendo GameCube games. Highly recommend a lot of them. Some more than those: Metroid Prime, Luigis Mansion, Mario Golf, Mario Kart, Burnout, etc. Some really good games there. I've hoped you've enjoyed the video. Part 2 will be out, like maybe a week's time, or next weekend, somewhere around there. Again, it will feature the rest of my GameCube games, possibly the Japanese ones, and if I do that, I might throw in the American ones ahead of a possible part 3 with the consoles and accessories, but we will see. But there'll definitely be part 2. So, what I want to know is, which of them games is your favourite, and which between the letters 0 and M do you think I should look out for? Bear in mind that Zelda, James Bond are still to come. And of course the other ones, so Star Wars, Pokemon and Sonic will come in part 2 anyway. Well, would have been done in part 2, but will maybe come part 3. I don't know. Something like that. But any I should look out for? Anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry for the delay of this video. Hope you enjoy it. May the geek be with you always.